Alright, what's going on YouTube? So this is a video I've been wanting to make for a super long time. For some reason, I just never got around to it, but I'm doing it now. So if it's confusing that this video and the next video, that's going to be the 3-year ownership, is kind of close together, it's because I've had this for over 2 years. We're going on 2.5 years, but I wanted to get this out before it was even later. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I have owned this specific 2013 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8 track 6-speed manual for going on 2 years and about 6 months, five months. And honestly, it's been the best car I've had. It's also been the longest car I've owned, which is kind of sad to think about. I have had a lot of cars. I think this is somewhere in the teens of cars I've had. Now, I got this car with 44,000 miles. It now sits at 68,000. The first year, I actually would daily this car and I would drive it all the time, and I was super excited to have one again. So I really almost put 200 or 20,000 miles that first year. I think it was just under shy. I think it was just shy of 20. I think I was at 19K. And then after that year, bro, I was like, I need a daily. This is not going to work. It would have so many miles on it right now. And I have been, for those wondering, I have been full bolt-on, except for 85. I have a speed tune for over a year. That's been going super well. I haven't had any issues. The car performs so much better. The response is night and day difference. So I highly recommend Alpha Speed. Get tuned by them. Alpha Speed Midwest specifically tuned mine. And shout out to Johnny. And honestly, too, I also want to say I don't beat on the car. I don't race the car. When I first got the car, I was doing some pulls and stuff with friends and homies, but it was never a full night of it. Getting into regular maintenance, just oil changes, making sure all my fluids are full, all that basic stuff. I've never had any overheating issues. I think BK1s can have overheating issues at times. There is one thing that was kind of weird that isn't an issue because of what I've done. I have ran into issues, but they're all because of the mods that I chose to do. But one that I think I know the reasoning, or I have an idea, is about when I first moved to Colorado. After I think 2 or 3 months, so I'd been there for a little bit, I still wasn't retuned for the elevation. My power steering pump, when I turned the car on, would suck all of the fluid, and it occasionally would leak. But then what would happen was there was basically no fluid left in the container or whatever it's called. But then when I turned the car off, it all came back. So the car sat for a week or so. I didn't want to drive it because I didn't know what was happening. And after about a week or so, the weather hadn't really changed, and it was cooler weather, but it wasn't cold by any means. This was a little bit before the winter hit. It just fixed itself, and I have no idea what, and it hasn't had that issue since. I don't know what it is. So that's the only thing that was kind of weird that I didn't do, or I didn't change, and then that happened. But other than that, man, this car has been so good to me. I love Genesis Coupes, as you guys probably know. And yeah, it's been a super good, reliable car. I dailied this for... I actually had to daily it too when I first moved to Colorado because my CRV went down for the count for a little bit. So I've dailied this in different states and it's done really well. I haven't driven it really in snow besides 2 times in 2021 when I first got the car. I had to, but man, highly recommend Genesis Coupes. I think they're really underappreciated cars, and I think they're sleepers, and they're gonna probably go up in price here shortly. So if you want to get one, if you ever thought about getting one, or you want to do something different, because I see so many of the same cars that people build, which is cool because obviously people like them for a reason. But I think once you get into, or once you're exposed to some Genesis Coupes, you can kind of get a better understanding. But that's it for the video. I try to keep it short and sweet. There really isn't any negative things to say from the ownership. I keep all of my receipts from fill-ups, gas fill-ups, and I try to do most of the work on the car myself or with friends. Friends help me out a lot. So costs and everything, it varies, but anywhere, you know, oil changes are anywhere from as cheap as $40 if you have a coupon to I've seen them as high as getting close to 100. Full synthetic, Ames oil, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing swell. If you guys have any questions or if you want to see more of the build, follow me on Instagram at ForbiddenGen. I'll put it on the screen. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're seeing this. And I'm out. Peace.